Ricky Bo's with us, CSN Philly, and of course Comcast Sportsnet pre and post game. They'll have the game tonight, 10:07 first pitch. Got the late one there, Ricky, as the Phillies take on the Angels. But really, a lot of the talk about this Phillies team will be about moving forward, right? And I guess the first question would be, do you like the direction that Clintack, kind of set the tone with in this second half? Did you like the way he was able to finally move some of these guys?
Well, you had to move some guys. I mean, you're sitting there with guys that are dead wood on your ball club. I think he made some moves that he had to make. I mean, let's face it, he didn't get any superstars back, at least not that we know of yet. So, I mean, it's just one of those things. I look at the moves as things had to be done, get rid of some salary and move on. But, I mean, the funny thing is, I don't know if you guys noticed, Kedrick went 5 for 5 the other day. It's just crazy.
The direction moving forward, though, that they got rid of some guys, does that mean hopefully that we'll see some more of the younger guys as this season goes on? I mean, is that what you hope the next step becomes?
Well, quite frankly, I think that's the only reason they did it. I mean, when push comes to shove, the only reason they got rid of these players is because they want to bring up younger players, and they have to get younger, and they got to get looks to some of these players. I mean, I'm hoping a guy like Rhys Hoskins is up within the next couple of weeks. But, I mean, there's still that thought of what are you going to do with Tommy Joseph?
Right.
So, I mean, I still think Joseph could get traded here at the waiver deadline. But you know what? I mean, because I think he's the one guy that everybody wants to see. And I think we are going to see him. It's just a matter of time. But the other thing is, I mean, they also want to get a look at Ben Lively, and they want to get another look at Zach Eflin because let's face it, going into the offseason, they have to have some kind of an idea of what they have going into next year, and the only way to do that was to open up some spots. I mean, Clintack did the right thing. I mean, there's no doubt about that.
Yeah, they had to. Yeah, absolutely. They got rid of guys like Hellickson, who's a veteran, and
also had a good debut. By the way, it's like people are leaving and then they're doing well.
Nishak and Benoit.
By the way, did you catch last night 4 former Phillies starters pitching for other teams?
No.
Oh, that's a great
29 innings pitched, 1 earned run. Just last night.
But one thing, though, Ricky, the second half of this season, at least, the Phillies' starting pitching has been better. That was something that was a disappointment in the first half.
Yeah, they've definitely gotten better. But I think the key, let's face it, the key is Aaron Nola. I mean, once he got going in the right direction, it seems like everybody kind of jumped on that bandwagon and has been throwing fairly well. One guy I don't think who's going to make it is the guy you saw last night, is Jake Thompson. I mean, quite frankly, you can't go up there with the type of stuff he has and try to use the middle of the plate. I'd be very shocked if he made his next start. How's that? I mean, that's one way to put it. But I love what Aaron Nola has done. Eichhoff has kind of straightened himself out. He's still not the stud I saw last year, but he's taking steps back in that direction. So, I mean, there are certain things that are definitely going in a positive manner. So, and starting pitching has been very good here as of late.
Ricky Bottalico on with us, Phillies pre and post on Comcast Sportsnet. Yes, Jake Thompson's line last night was pretty abysmal. 9 hits in 5 innings, 7 runs, 2 earned. I mean, 3 long balls, including to the Millville Meteor, Mike Trout, that was dead away to center, and a no doubt about it. I want to ask you, Ricky, since you're the relief guy, about the guy they called up that Corey Seidman was real high on, Jason Terry. And what have you seen out of him, and is he going to make it? Is he a guy that shows promise, or is he a little bit above his level right now and a little wide-eyed?
Well, he seems like he's a little bit above his level right now. He doesn't seem to have that killer instinct yet, but let's face it, for a reliever, that could happen in one outing. You snap through something, and all of a sudden you feel great about yourself. He's in a judgment period. I mean, he's up at the big league level. He's getting his feet wet. And sometimes it's a difficult play. And right now, I mean, he still throws the ball hard. He's got a good slider. So, I mean, it's going to be a wait and see. He's going to get his innings, and he just needs to get comfortable. It shouldn't take very long. You'll see a different guy here within the next couple of weeks. No doubt about it with him.
Another bullpen arm that's back on the radar is Adubre Ramos, and his numbers may not dictate that he's gone down and learned some things, but will there be a different Adubre Ramos that comes back up?
Hope and pray, man. Hope and pray. I know he just came off a disabled list with a blister under one of his fingers, so you never know really what you're going to get. I mean, the thing about Ramos when he was up earlier in the season is that he would get to 2 strikes without a problem. Putting people away was a big problem. And for a reliever, that should be one of the easiest things to do is go at people with 2 strikes. because you should have that one secondary pitch that is nasty. With Ramos, I just think elevation. You can't elevate pitches, especially late in relief, that's for sure. And we saw him do that pretty much the whole time he was up here in Philly earlier on in the season.
Ricky Bottalico is with us, Phillies pre and post on Comcast Sportsnet. Do you think the outfield situation has resolved itself because there's been some flux there? How do you see the outfield moving forward?
I would say for now it has. I think what they want the starting outfield to be is obviously Williams, Herrera, and Altair. But, I mean, I got to tell you, I don't know if you guys have been watching, but I'm noticing Nick Williams is starting to have a little bit of a problem. And I think that really stems from not making adjustments. The pitchers around the league, the scouting reports have all made adjustments on him. He hasn't adjusted back, and so this is his next step. Aaron Altair is going to be Aaron Altair, 275, 280, 25 to 30 home runs, anywhere from 85 to 95 RBIs. I think that's what you're going to get out of him. And Odubel, you get the head case. That's a pretty good baseball player. So, I mean, I think those are definitely the three that the Phillies want in their starting lineup next year.
Ricky Bottalico is with us. Ricky, what's your take on this shortstop conundrum? Maybe not a conundrum, but a lot of people just think Galvis was the placeholder.
I like Galvis. I really do. I think he's a very good ball player, and he's proven it at the big league level. So, I mean, I guess pick your poison. Do you want Freddie Galvis, who's going to be a very good defensive shortstop and a very average hitter that will pop out a couple here and there, or do you want a guy in J.P. Crawford who you really don't know anything about at the big league level? And to me, I'm a Galvis fan. I really am. I like the way he plays. I like how many runs he saves per year. So to me, it's Freddie Galvis, not J.P. Crawford.
Wow, interesting because, JP's interesting because he was so high up the prospect list, but you know how that goes. I mean, I saw Don Brown got released the other day, by the way. He was hitting like 310 for somewhere out in Colorado, but I guess they figured, look, this guy just doesn't have it. But we in Philly know, Ricky, how that elevated prospect list could go. The pressure's going to be there on the organization at some point, no? Or do you think they internally –
he's going to come up. He's going to come up. He's going to get his opportunities, but does he belong there? Well, we're going to have to wait and see. I mean, I'm just telling you right now, what I see right now is that a guy that's starting to get it in AAA, okay, that's fine. You're getting it in AAA. You're not getting it at the big league level yet. Once he comes up here and does that, then I'll be proud of him, and I'll say, yeah, he belongs here.
I see this story now. Vance Worley, Jeremy Hellickson, Jay Happ last night with great wins. Jay Happ, that deal was
And don't forget J.C. Ramirez, who pitched against the Phillies.
Oh, that's right. He was in the lead deal. That was one of the stories.
It was 29 innings and 1 earned run.
Meanwhile, Jake Thompson was doing what Jake Thompson did.
Now, Jake Thompson says after the game, eventually I will be a successful MLB pitcher. You agree with him?
No. Not unless he starts throwing more two-seam fastballs.
And it's a shame because he was the guy in that deal that the Phillies were excited about, right?
He's just his ball. Yeah, they were excited about him, but his ball's flat. I mean, when I don't know if you guys watch the game, but if you watch it, you look at him on TV, the ball's flat on TV. So, I mean, to me, if you're seeing a flat pitch on a TV screen, you know it's definitely flat going up to the plate.
Yeah.
This is a guy that's got to start turning the ball over, throwing more changeups, throwing some sinker balls. He's just not doing it.
All right, Phillies continue out in L.A. They take on Mike Trout and the
Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim.
There you go.
In case you wanted
Close enough, guys. Yeah. Close enough.
Ricky will be with Comcast Sportsnet, of course, the rest of the season, pre- and post-game live, and that coverage begins at 9:30 tonight. Ricky, thanks, pal.
You got it, guys. Have a good one.
Thanks, Ricky. Boom.
I like the fact